All right, everyone, welcome back. Ready to jump into another deep dive with us.
Always excited to explore something new, yeah.
Today, it's Google shopping.
Yeah.
But hold on, we're not just skimming the surface.
Nope, we're going way beyond the basics.
This is about the strategies, the real nitty-gritty that can, well, kind of revolutionize your e-commerce game.
Exactly. Think of it as your secret weapon, your fast track to Google Shopping Mastery or something like that.
Love it. And to guide us, we've got some seriously insightful sources lined up.
Packed with actionable stuff.
So if you're ready to ditch the meh and make your Google shopping campaigns truly magnificent,
That's the goal.
you're in the right place.
You know, one thing that really struck me going through all this research is the visual aspect of Google Shopping.
Oh, for sure. The visuals are huge.
It's like, think about when you're scrolling through those product listings, what makes you stop? What makes you actually pay attention?
It's got to be the images.
Yeah. And especially online, a strong image can make or break you.
Totally.
Yeah.
But it's not just about having a clear photo, right? It's more than that.
Way more. It's about telling a story with those visuals.
Ooh, I like that, visual storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we actually do that? How do we go beyond just the basic product shot?
Well, one technique our sources talked about was weaving in customer reviews right into the images themselves.
Okay, interesting.
Imagine you see a dress, looks great, but then right there in the picture it says, "This dress is so flattering," with like 5 stars next to it.
Oh, I get it. Like someone's already vouching for it.
Exactly. Instant social proof, which online can be massively persuasive.
Makes sense. People want to know others love it before they commit.
That's the psychology of it. Our sources actually compared a good product feed to like a dating profile for your products.
Haha, okay. That's a new one.
It's about highlighting the best features, making those products stand out in a crowded marketplace, you know.
I'm with you. So it's the info, sure, but it's the presentation that's key.
Totally.
Yeah.
And that's where crafting those killer product titles and descriptions comes in.
Our sources were super clear, concise, but informative. That's the magic formula.
Like an elevator pitch, gotta hook 'em fast.
Right. So how do we balance keywords with, well, actually making it sound enticing to a real person?
You gotta think benefits, not just features. So not just this camera has X megapixels, but capture breathtaking landscapes on your next adventure.
Paint that picture. Yeah, I see it.
Appeal to their emotions. Make them imagine actually using the product.
Okay, moving on. Let's talk about something that I know can be a little intimidating for folks. Bidding strategies.
Ah, yes. eCPC and TROAS, the dynamic duo.
They sound complex, but maybe we can demystify them a bit.
Let's try. For someone already familiar with e-commerce, like yourself, mastering eCPC is all about making those smart bid adjustments.
Like fine-tuning to hit just the right people, right?
Precisely. Different devices, locations, times of day, it's all about finding the most receptive audience.
Almost like we're using data as our treasure map.
Uh-huh, yeah, guiding us to those e-commerce riches. Now, when it comes to TRAS,
That was about profit, yeah.
it's about aligning your bidding strategy with those profit goals. You set a target return on ad spend, and then let Google's algorithms get to work.
So if I want a 200% return, I'm basically saying for every dollar I spend, I want to see 2 back.
You got it. Now, the choice between eCPC and TROAS, well, that depends.
On the business, their individual goals, right?
Are you focused on just driving traffic to your site? Or is it all about maximizing profit from every single sale? Got to figure that out first.
Makes sense. But then it gets even more interesting because we have to factor in segmentation.
Oh, yeah. That's where things get super targeted.
It's about going beyond that one-size-fits-all approach.
You got to tailor those campaigns, speak directly to specific customer groups.
For example, if I'm selling winter clothes, I don't want to just lump everything together.
Nope, you create a campaign just for those cozy sweaters and stylish coats. Target the folks actively looking for that stuff.
Way more effective than just a generic, here's all my clothes kind of thing.
It's all about those laser-focused campaigns, maximizing your budget, making every click count.
So we've got the visuals down, the descriptions, the bidding strategy. What else is crucial on this Google shopping journey?
Well, we can't ignore the competition, can we? E-commerce is a fast-paced game.
Got to stay ahead of the curve.
And luckily, Google gives us a tool for that. The Auction Insights Report.
Sounds kind of like a secret weapon, but totally legit, right?
Yeah, it's completely legit. Think of it as a peek behind the curtain at what your rivals are doing.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more. What's this report all about?
This report, it's like you get to see their keywords, their ad performance, even their average bids.
So instead of just guessing, we can see what's actually working for them.
Exactly. And then you can adjust your own strategy.
But it's not just about copying, right?
No, no. The real power is in spotting their weaknesses, finding those gaps where you can shine.
Give me an example. How could we use this to our advantage?
Let's say you see a competitor dominating for a broad term, like women's shoes.
Okay, tough to compete with that.
But dig deeper into the report, see what specific types of shoes they're not focusing on.
So instead of going head-to-head, find a niche they've missed.
Exactly. Maybe it's vegan women's hiking boots. Target that audience directly.
Be strategic, be clever. I like it.
It's not just about spending more, it's about spending smarter.
Agreed. Now, I want to shift gears a bit, talk about the psychology behind all this Google shopping stuff.
Ooh, getting into the minds of the shoppers.
Right. When you're faced with all those listings, what makes you stop scrolling?
It's those visuals again. I gotta grab attention.
Like a great image can make a product stand out, even if there are tons of others around it.
It's why Google Shopping is so powerful. It taps into that visual part of our brains.
It's like reading a menu versus seeing the food, right? Pictures make you hungry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Visuals create desire, they tell a story.
So high-quality images, that's a must.
Multiple images, too, showing the product from different angles.
Oh, and lifestyle shots. Show how it's actually used.
Yes. Help the shopper imagine themselves using the product.
Almost like a mini commercial right there in the listing.
You got it. And then we can't forget about social proof.
Reviews, ratings, that kind of thing.
Yep, especially online. That's huge.
I mean, I always check reviews before buying anything.
It's like getting a second opinion from someone who's already tried it.
So encourage those reviews. Showcase the good ones.
Some sources even said, put snippets of reviews right next to the product image.
Adds credibility, for sure.
Like having a friend say, hey, this thing's great. You should get it.
Okay, so visuals, social proof, we're spying on the competition. Ethically, of course.
Yeah.
What other Google Shopping secrets do we have?
Well, one that I found interesting is using Google Shopping as a testing ground.
Oh, for new product.
Exactly. Gauge interest before you go all in.
So if I'm thinking of launching a new line, I can test it out on Google Shopping first.
Yep. See what people respond to.
Dip our toes in the water before diving in head first.
Gather data, get feedback, all without a huge upfront investment.
Like a built-in focus group. That's smart.
And speaking of testing and data, we got to talk about monitoring and analysis.
That is king, right? Especially in e-commerce.
You can't just set up your campaigns and forget about them.
I got to keep track, make adjustments.
Our sources talked about 3 key metrics: impressions, click-through rates, and conversions.
Right, but remind me, what do those actually tell us?
Impressions are how often your product is shown to people. Click-through rate, that's how enticing your listing is, how often people click.
And conversions, that's the ultimate goal, the actual sale.
You got it. By tracking these over time, you see what's working, what needs tweaking.
So if I have lots of impressions but low click-through rates, maybe my images aren't good enough.
Or your descriptions aren't grabbing attention. It's like being a detective, figuring out the problem.
And Google Shopping gives us all the clues we need.
It's all about learning to read those clues, use them to refine your strategy.
This has been super insightful. But what if, despite all this, someone's still feeling overwhelmed? Google Shopping can be complex.
Definitely. And that's where our sources said, sometimes it's best to call in the experts.
Delegate, get some help.
If the technical stuff is too much or you're not seeing the results you want, or maybe you just don't have the time.
Makes sense. Bring in the pros.
Our sources mentioned. Now, technology systems, as an example, they specialize in this stuff.
So what's the advantage of working with an agency like that?
They have the experience, the expertise. They can optimize your feeds, build campaigns, manage bidding, analyze data.
It's like having a whole team of Google Shopping gurus on your side.
You can focus on running your business. They handle the Google Shopping side.
That makes a lot of sense. Play to each other's strengths.
So let's take a breath here. Recap what we've learned.
We've talked about visuals, data, even a bit of ethical spying on the competition.
We've covered social proof, the psychology of shoppers, the power of experts.
A lot to digest, but all incredibly valuable.
And there's even more to come in the final part of our deep dive.
Can't wait to see what other insights we uncover. All right, welcome back. We're in the final stretch of our Google Shopping deep dive, but we've got some really important stuff to cover still.
Absolutely. We've covered a lot of ground, but got to make sure we equip everyone with the tools to stay ahead.
Because things change so fast in e-commerce, right?
Constantly evolving. What worked yesterday might not work today. Got to keep learning.
One trend I've definitely noticed is the shift to mobile.
Oh, for sure. Mobile's huge.
I mean, I rarely shop on my desktop anymore. It's all phone and tablet these days.
It's like our phones have become the ultimate shopping mall, constantly in our pockets.
Exactly. So how do we adapt our Google Shopping game for this mobile-first world?
Well, first off, make sure your website itself is mobile friendly. That's step one.
Makes sense. If it's clunky on a phone, people will bounce right off.
Then think about those product descriptions. Keep them concise, easy to read on a smaller screen.
And images, gotta load fast, look good on a phone.
User experience is crucial. Is checkout smooth? Can people easily add to cart, complete their purchase?
Especially since so many purchases happen on the go now.
Someone's on the train, sees an ad, clicks, boom, purchase done before they even reach their stop.
Mobile impulse buys, that's the thing.
Make it easy, make it frictionless.
Now, another big trend we gotta talk about, personalization.
Ah, yes, the make it feel tailor-made approach.
It's about making the shopper feel like they're being shown stuff they actually care about.
And Google Shopping has some cool tools for that.
Dynamic remarketing, that's one our sources talked about.
Showing targeted ads to folks who've already visited your site or viewed specific products.
So if someone's checking out hiking boots, I can keep showing them those boots even as they browse other sites.
Yep, stay top of mind, gently nudge them back towards those boots.
Like a little reminder, hey, you were interested in these.
And beyond remarketing, using customer data in general is becoming huge for personalization.
Data's powerful, but we got to use it responsibly, right?
Absolutely. It's about understanding your audience, their preferences, their buying habits.
So if I know someone loves eco-friendly products, I showcase more of those.
If you have data on past purchases, recommend complementary items, the you might also like kind of stuff.
Makes the experience better, more relevant.
As we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave everyone with a final thought, something to ponder.
Okay, hit me with it.
In this age of automation, how do we keep that human touch alive in our Google Shopping campaigns?
That's a good one. It's easy to get lost in all the data and forget we're selling to real people.
So how do we bring that human element back in? Create genuine connections, make those shoppers feel seen and valued.
Maybe it's real customer testimonials, language that resonates, partnering with influencers who embody your brand.
It's finding the balance between data-driven and human-centered.
So as you dive into Google Shopping, keep that question in mind.
Data's great, but don't forget the human on the other side of the screen.
Aim for those personalized human experiences. That's what truly sets you apart.
Well, that brings us to the end of our Google Shopping deep dive.
What a journey. Hope everyone learned a ton and feels ready to level up their e-commerce game.
Remember, this world is always changing, so stay curious, stay informed.
Keep experimenting, and most importantly, happy selling, everyone.